Good morning, dear students. I am now teaching about the hypersensitivity, Gale and Coombs classification, and brief description of various types of hypersensitivities. So, first of all, we want to know what is hypersensitivity. Hypersensitivity is an immune response that occurs in an exaggerated or inappropriate form. In some cases, responses may occur against innocuous external antigens such as pollen in hay fever. In other cases, responses against genuine pathogens are out of the proportion to the damage caused by the pathogen. Also of great importance are the different kinds of tissue damage seen in autoimmune diseases. These are in effect hypersensitivity reactions because any response to a self molecule is inappropriate. Now, the hypersensitivity reactions were classified by Gale and Coombs according to the speed of the reaction and the immune mechanisms involved. Although they are classified separately, they do not necessarily occur in isolation, and several mechanistically different reactions may be included in one type. However, as per the Gale and Coombs, there are four types of hypersensitivity reactions to us. So, type 1 hypersensitivity reactions, type 2, type 3, and type 4. So, type 1 is hypersensitivity reactions proper, and type 2 is antibody mediated cytotoxic hypersensitivity. Type 3 is immune complex mediated hypersensitivity, and type 4 is another termed as DTH or delayed type hypersensitivity. So type 1 means the hypersensitivity reaction in an immediate one. So it is an immediate hypersensitivity. It is seen in allergic asthma, hay fever, and some types of eczema. It develops within minutes of exposure to antigen and dependent on the activation of mast cells and the release of mediators of acute inflammation. Mast cells bind IgE via their surface Fc epsilon R1 receptors. When antigen cross-links the IgE, the mast cell degranulate, releasing vasoactive amines and chemokines. Prostaglandins and leukotrienes produced by arachidonic acid metabolism contribute to a delayed component of the reaction that often develops hours after the original exposure to the antigen. So, we learned here, so type 1 is a hypersensitivity reaction is IgE mediated hypersensitivity reaction. Now, what are the common allergens? There are some common allergens to us we may expose. Some they are protein in nature like foreign serum, vaccines, plant pollens like ryegrass, ragwoods, beech trees, certain drugs like penicillin, sulfonamides, local anesthetics, salicylates, some foods like nuts, seafoods, eggs, pea, beans, milk, insect products like bee venom, wasp venom, ant venom, cockroach calyx, dust mites, mold spores, animal hair and dander. So these are the array of allergens we may expose in our day-to-day life and causing the allergic manifestation to us. Now comes to the type 2 hypersensitivity reaction. It is called antibody mediated hypersensitivity reaction. It is caused by antibody against cell surface antigens and components of the extracellular matrix. These antibodies can sensitize the cells of the antibody dependent cytotoxicity by macrophages or natural killer cells or NK cells or for complement mediated lysis. Type 2 hypersensitivity is seen in the destruction of the red cells in hemolytic diseases of the newborn and in autoimmune hemolytic anemia. Tissue destruction in autoimmune diseases such as myasthenia gravis, Goodpasture syndrome, and is primarily the antibody mediated hypersensitivity of this type. So this is called type 2 hypersensitivity reactions. So antibody can also mediate this ADCC or antibody dependent cell mediated cytotoxicity reactions in case of this type 2. So now comes to type 3, immune complex mediated hypersensitivity. What is type 3? So type 3 is caused by the deposition of antigen antibody complexes in tissue and blood vessels. This tends to occur at sites of filtration such as kidney glomerulus and ciliary body of the eyes. The complexes activate complement and attract polymorphs and macrophages to the site. These cells may exocytose their granule contents and release reactive oxygen and nitrogen intermediates to cause local tissue damage. The antigens in the complexes may come from persistent pathogenic infections such as malaria, from inhaled antigens, as for example in extrinsic allergic alveolitis, or from the host's own tissue in autoimmune disease. These conditions are all characterized by a high antigen load, which may be associated with a weak or ineffective immune response. So this is of type 3 immune response. So they develop immune complexes, we learned here, activate the complement system, array of immune effector molecules like C3A, C4A, C5A. These complement components, split products, are anaphylotoxins and cause localized mast cell degranulations and consequent increase in a local vascular permeability. They also function as chemotactic factors of neutrophils. The lytic enzymes released from the neutrophils as they attempt to clear the immune complex destroy localized host tissues. Activation of the complement induced aggregation of platelets resulting in the release of clotting factors and lead to formation of insect bites, meningitis, malaria, rheumatoid arthritis, as I told earlier. And the last one, that is the type 4 hypersensitivity reactions. It is anotherly termed as delayed type hypersensitivity or called DTH. This DTH arises more than 24 hours after encounter with the antigen and is mediated by antigen sensitized CD4 plus T cells, which release cytokines, attracting macrophages to the site and activating them. Macrophages produce damage which may develop into chronic granulomatous reactions if the antigen persists. This type of hypersensitivity is seen in skin contact reactions and the response to some chronic pathogens such as Mycobacterium leprae, M. leprae, M. tuberculosis that causes TB, and some Schistosoma species. Regulatory T cells would normally contribute to the control of such T cell mediated reactions. So, activation of the DTH of T lymphocytes causes release of cytokines like IL-2, IFN gamma, interferon gamma, macrophage inhibiting factor like MIF, and TNF beta, tumor necrosis factor beta. The overall effect is to draw macrophage in the area of action and activate them. So activated macrophage therefore release the enzymes and local tissue destruction results. Time lapse for reaction is typically 48 to 72 hours, and that's why it is named as DTH or delayed type hypersensitivity. So this is all about the hypersensitivity, that is the Jell-Coombe classification and their respective description of the types of the hypersensitivity classes. Thank you.